Okay. 1, 2, 3. And I think we're on. There we go. Welcome to another day in the milk. I had to take off the hat. I was sweating so much. Welcome to another day in the Milky Way, everyone. We were crossing our fingers here, and it was just the circle of death was going, the little,
Totally.
And I'm thinking, why is it taking so long? This shouldn't happen.
Robert, I literally put it to the chat. I said, Soul Tribe, pray now, Zoom connect. And I literally saw the sign say live. I was like, yes.
I'm trying to put in another stream code, and I'm like, man.
I'm like, oh God, not again.
I'm like, it's working really good. Anyway, well, everybody, I hope your day is good. I had a good day myself. As you can see, I got my bibs on. I've been in the garden. I've been picking stuff and pulled all my potatoes and doing my beets and things like that. And life is good. And tonight I got Trina and Julie Ann Payne joining me, and we're going to have a good night.
Yeah.
We're really going to have a good night.
We are.
So, I can't wait to hear what you got to tell us, Jules. I love it. I'm like, come on, Julie Ann, let's alchemize our minds. I can't wait.
Yeah. I was like,
okay.
You send me like stuff, and I've never taken so long to read things in my life because the way you spell everything, and then I look at it, and when I'll just say, when I read a sentence, I just read it, right? Mm-hmm. But when you write it out, that same sentence makes a whole different meaning.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I'm like, I look at it in a whole different way. And then my brain has to function differently to understand it. And I'm like, I've been reading stuff like this all the time, and I don't know. So maybe you explain some of that.
Well, when I started doing this, and I'd be talking to people, and that's what I say, it gets the neurons working all the brain instead of just the one pathway that you've always seen things from. And that is the grand creation of the male and female coming together, because you're going to use your whole brain to manifest everything, manifest. So when it is alchemy, because you're undoing the spell and you're writing it away to see it that it's never been, well, it probably has been written like that. And I'm just showing you that that's the spell. English has been put together as the spell, and then I undo it to show you what it means.
I know. And it's truly the way it is. It's truly, mind-blowing when you start looking at it, because we've been trained and taught to read the spell the way they want us to read it, and we have no idea what we're really reading or understanding. And I think that's why so many people are brainwashed these days.
Yeah, well, in one of my little videos, I do call myself the reprogrammed Ma.
Yes, I love it. And and Mar, right? What does Mar? Tell people what Mar means. Mar to me is great power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and well, it's mother, but it's matter, it's everything. That's in all those letters. Because Hebrew, of course, because I look at Sanskrit too, but Sanskrit's even, different again. But Hebrew, all the letters mean something. So each word is an acronym. There weren't vowels in it originally, and that's when the Greeks brought it in, and it was the vow to the L's, because L is God in Hebrew. Now, the main thing is get everybody to get pieces of paper and pencils, because then you'll be able to hear me, see what I'm saying, and you can write it down. Because I know in chat it's different to what you can see me say, because that's, look, open, see me, say, see, say me, sesame. Open, see, say me, sesame. Open, see, say me. But anyway, what I want to just say to everybody,
Yeah.
Everyone,
Well,
I just want you to actually, I thank you all for your gifts and talents, okay? And everybody, I know at times it's hard for you to share, but when you're gifting, you're receiving. So the more that you give out, you're the one that's receiving, okay? So thank you all. Be brave and look at the word courage. See our age. That's how it's spelled. Every letter that you have a C in it, it actually means to look, because there were no C's in the old language. It was alpha, beta, gamma, delat. Or you have aleph, bet, gimel, delat. You know, that's A, B, G, D. There was no C's. So, and of course, the Roman language gives us a C, and it's telling you to look. That's my perception. Remember, I'm a storyteller. Whatever you think, that's your business. Everything written is a story. Everything written is a story. Okay? And I'm going to read you a poem now. Okay?
Yay.
And this one's called Just Another Story, or it's just a not her story. Get it? Another is a not her for another. Righto. The other day on the news, I hear, there was an article, maybe a smear. Now, I was not there and nor were you. This is a story may yet to be true. 7 people, 1 a double agent, may be told. 6 CIA agents, the other a mole. The mole, of course, blew them all up. 7 are gone in a puff. Now, as the story, this does go, and this is only a story, you know. The mole, of course, was in the wrong, and the other 6 were singing a different song. The mole did it for his cause, and the other 6 were doing it for yours. Which one of these is wrong or right? It comes down to balance, day or night. 1 of theirs, 6 of ours, that's fine balance in the higher powers. Mother knows which is best. For us it hurts, nevertheless. Now, our 6, if you think of them as us, could be somewhere else making a fuss. If those 6 were aware, they'd be with their loved ones, the ones they care. I hope this story gives you a different look at things, being aware and what it brings. The choice we make every day, if it helps the balance, Mother will let you stay.
Wow.
Now that was written on the 17th of the 1st, 2010. Now there must have been something going on for me to write it like that, okay?
Right.
But that gives you a clue. Everything's a story.
Yep.
And if you're not there, you have no idea whether it's true or not. And that's what I did at the Blues and Roots Festival. I'd be sitting beside people planting seeds, and I go, the only truth at the moment is you and I in this group, because that's all we know, because everything else, we have no idea what's going on because you're not there.
Right.
It's a story.
Wow.
But I got another poem for you.
It puts a whole new meaning on like fairy tale stories. I wonder what Mother Goose would sound like if you dissected it.
Well, this Mother Goose, I did go by Ma Goose on some of my poetry I used to write. It's very symbolic what the goose is. It's a very spiritual. The foot, there's the 3, you know, the tree, the triad, the 3, her foot. Plus, you know, the goose that laid the golden egg, which is all to do, you know, with Jack and the Beanstalk. I mean, they're all got hidden little gems in them, but most of the nursery rhymes are nefarious. They're not really lovely stories.
Yeah, exactly. And well, that's the ones we're kind of all familiar with, I'm sure. You know, but you know, you start thinking about it, and it's like, I do know that they all tell that simple story you tell the kids, but it really means something else. You know.
That's right.
But what does it mean? You know, we're all been told it, and our parents been telling it to us, and we read it in storybooks as a kid, and eventually we really lost the meaning of it. That's the way I look at it. You know, we just kind of lost it.
Well, when I was in the art shop and you'd have older generation of people you're working with, and I would, in a simple way to show them an analogy of how to be, I'd be going, so you want to find a lover, you know, but you don't go outside your house. So how can someone find a lover, okay? So you have to go grocery shopping and you have an accident. And everyone would go, oh, that's terrible, you had an accident. But you go to hospital and then there's this nurse caring for you, and guess what? She becomes your lover.
Oh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because you'd been asking the universe, you wanted a lover, but you weren't going anywhere to find somebody. So, of course, it thought, right, this is the way to do it. We'll call it an accident.
We're going to manifest it the hard way.
My grandma always told me that, you know, don't go looking for a woman. The right woman will come and knock on your door someday. Well, I don't know. Years later, I'm really getting to be old, and now nobody's come knock on my door. I've been waiting. I'm trying to follow Grandma's orders, but you know, it just ain't happening.
Grandma, those orders might not work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was telling you a story, Robert, because she knew that some women might have been right for her little grandson.
That's right. Well, maybe back in the day, you know, I guess, you know, didn't the man go to the person's house, the lady's house, and court her, and, you know, things like that. Yeah. And then I suppose the woman, you know, she's figuring, well, maybe the woman will do the same thing. She'll just show up. She'll break down in your yard or something and come knocking on your door, and you'll rescue her, and you'll be the knight in shining armor. But, you know, nobody breaks down anymore. They call AAA.
Right. And then
I do.
Yeah,
I write down the words.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Maybe I should become a AAA tow truck driver. Better luck. Oh, all right. Well, we're getting a full house here. We're starting to get a bunch of people in. I'm going to say hello to everybody. Welcome them and thank you for coming. We got
hello,
Teresa.
Everybody.
We got David Castle. He made it. Everything's working good on his end. We got Grandpa Brian. We got Dark Truth. We got Deborah Smith. We got Al. Big Al's here. We got Jill Jarrett, who just stopped in here, and Lost in Space. I think Shannon Kling. I seen Shannon Kling here earlier, and I seen Lucky Stone and Darth. And if I've missed you, I am so sorry. But anyway, that's who we got going on. Pa Joe, I seen Pa Joe in here too.
Hi, Soul Tribe.
That's the Soul Tribe for tonight, and they're coming in left and right.
Hello, everybody.
So
yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, get on with your. What are you gonna do now? You got a poem or another story?
I've got another poem. And this one was written. Yeah, and this was written, and it has got one word. This was written on the 2nd of the 5th, 2012. So it's called Lights, Camera, Action. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lights, camera.
And she's frozen.
Jules, you froze. Yeah,
right.
Start over again, honey. You froze up.
Okay. Lights, camera, action. A great production. Acts 1, Acts 2. Now comes the seduction. Gift and receive. The play on stage. Now, there's a little bit of a hint there that what's going on is a play on stage, right? Unfolding on every page, like a movie or any show where you sit, perception will flow. A different view on the right and on the left, a different sight. Now, the word camera comes from the Greek kamera, a vaulted chamber. Behind your lens, right, you add the flavour. Some are sweet and some are sour, a little humour to light the hour. bit sexy to heat it up, goosebumps material to shift your slump. You are the judge in your own jury, and in your own chamber is the only fury. With all the lights you put into action, that is where you will get your satisfaction. Your capital ACT, to be, you drive the machinery, you, me shine I see. So in the end of the show, lights, camera, action, you see what you sow.
Wow, Julie Ann,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
All behind the lens, and
Right.
the goosebumps, and you see what you sow. Ha!
Yeah,
That's
and
pretty
it's
good.
so-
How you like?
I love how you broke down the chamber of the eye and how it's what you see becomes the flavor of your fruits. I think that's just so true and so profound.
Mhm.
Yeah, and our capital in Australia is called ACT. That's what ACT, it is an ACT, Australian Capital Territory.
Wow.
So it is an ACT there. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
Everything we're watching playing out, if you watch the Northeast, West and South, that actually is a play, and it's unfolding, and it's how you perceive what you see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
And the Northwest, East, and South is news. The
That's
news.
Oh,
And that is the biggest spell that we have been placed under. I think right now, I think it's got religion beat. I think it's got a lot of the old, news, what we believe and feel programs. I think the news is literally, boy, it's number one.
Yeah. Well,
Spellcaster.
do you think when they, like you said about the, it's called the act, do you think they sat down ahead of time and said, well, we need to come up with a name, that specifically maps out? I mean, do you think there was a thought process there, or do you think they just named it and it was a coincidence?
No, I think they used it that it comes from all directions, because everything does come from all directions.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that there's people sitting around thinking up this stuff to put it together to fool us. I mean, there's a thought process there.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to get at too, right?
Yes.
It's in the now, right? We're in the now, right now. It's now, but it's not, because it's not. It's already happened, so it's already like I'm undoing the spell, but it's for now to do that, even though it was probably now when it was created. Do you know what I mean? It's everyone's ready now to see it, but it's because it's now the time to see it. It was done then, whenever then was, but this is now. It's always now.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Yeah, because the present is where it's always now.
Well, I always
then
go,
it's the past.
Yeah, well, I always go pre-sent because it's already happened.
Oh yeah, because as fast as you can get the words out, they're gone. I mean, that's the history.
Yeah, it's already happened. Yeah. So like, even in that where I said jury, you look at the word injury. It's inside you. You're the jury. Injury. When you hurt yourself is injury.
Mm-hmm.
Injury.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So Millie, you can pull virtually, if everyone's got their pieces of paper in front of them, I'll go through a list of things just to show you a simple way that you can actually look at the words. Now, I've said it probably on a few other shows.
Mm-hmm.
You got your pen. So we'll start at the very beginning. Right.
Absolutely.
So you've got the word initial, which is your first initial of your name. It's initial, that's the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's spelt in, it, I, all. Right? You got that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's right. So you put the extra L on there for L. Let's say big L. He gets that extra L for all of us.
Mhm.
Anyway, so there's the spelling itself. They left that extra L off so you can't see that it's all of us to start with, right? So then you've got source. Good job. Good job. So then you have source, which is the initial source. So you pull that apart and it says, so you are. See?
I see.
Right? So there's that letter C, A, B, and now you put your eyes in to see it. So whether it's spelt with an S-E-E, an S-E-A, yep. You got it.
Okay, next page.
Yeah, so then we've got beginning, right? The word beginning. So you've got be, which everybody is a bee, you know, you're a being, be in, right?
Yeah.
So you got be, gene in, but it's, you know, B-E-G-I-N, isn't it? Right?
Yep.
But the gene is the gene.
Yeah.
So right from the very beginning, you are in it all. So you are, see, right? Right from the very beginning. There is no separation. Yep.
What does ing mean to you at the end of words? What does that say? Like ing.
Well, righto. So us Aussies, when we're speaking, we drop the G anyway. We go dancing. So you dance in. So drop the G, right? Because the G was never there on the end of English words about 300 years ago.
Huh.
Okay.
So you would dance in and sing in and laugh in, and everything's inside you. Right? So you drop that G. Plus
that
also
is brilliant. That's brilliant.
Never thought of that. Like
so
the G
love
was
that.
they didn't use the G, they just put that on there later. Right? They just
yeah,
put that
same. The same with the E's on the end of most words. Now, I used to say when I'd look at a word and I said to my husband, I said, oh God, there should not be an E on the end of that word. And you know how the powers that be, they wake you up in the middle of the night. And so he turns the radio on and there's a linguistics expert talking about words naturally. And she said 300 years ago, there were no E's on the end of any words. What happened was they started to come out of the dark ages where we were controlled, and they started writing papers. And so when they were typesetting the paper so you could read it, if you could read, so there's the spell coming in, they put an E on the end of every line to fill the line in. So if the lines of the words didn't go right to the end of the page, they put an E on the end of it. How simple is that?
A
there's
filler.
a spelling. Yeah, a filler. That's exactly it, a filler.
Yep.
Filler.
Right?
Go figure.
So if you look at the word supreme, because we are all supreme beings, we're beings, drop that G, you be in. Anyway, so you've got S-U-P-E-R, me, super me. They mucked with the R and E and they swapped it around. Supreme, super me.
Yep.
So there's many, many words where they've actually, because, you know, I don't know how the American way of spelling center, you know, your core, is it ER or is it RE? Yep.
Okay.
Do you spell it with center as ER or do you spell it RE at the end? C-E-N-T-E-R or C-E-N-T-R-E?
Which word we on?
Center.
Oh, I didn't do center yet.
No, I'm asking you the question.
Yeah, we spell it C-E-N-T-E-R.
Yeah, that's how I spelled it. Center. I'm trying to write all these words down, make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, no, well, sometimes it's spelt with the R-E.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
So there it just shows you the same word with the E and the R swapped around. So that shows you that your very core, core, which is see the ore. That's it. See the ore?
Yeah.
Right? Right in the center is see the ore, which ore means light.
Yeah.
I
Right? Now, I'll keep telling everyone there's 27 supposedly in the room. Remember, I'm a storyteller. I am just telling you a story. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. I'm planting a seed, and it might be down the track, that seed will sprout. Whether you water it or not is not my business. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just doing what works for me.
Right.
And I know it works. I know it works for me because I've been doing it a while.
But that's the thing, you know. Like I keep saying a lot of times is you may be the starter, and out of all these people in here, or somebody who watches the video later on or in the future or something like that, they get that and go, wow, that's pretty cool. I'm going to look into that more. And
that's right.
You sparked their interest in something they had no idea about, and because of that, they build on your knowledge, and then they go farther. Whereas if they never seen you do this, they would just go on with their lives, and who cares, you know, and they would never know about it. But that, you know, I mean, that's like little kids that say, oh, I want to be an astronaut. Well, how come they want to be an astronaut if they never watched the rocket take off, you know, and the men come out in their spacesuits, you know, and then they go, oh, you know, here I am, you know, and they're going, wow, that's really cool. And then I got my rocket ship, you know, and I want to be an astronaut. That's a good one. I wish you'd dissect that word, astronaut. That's a.
Well, I'd look at it. Well, astro, that's of course to do with the stars, you know.
Yeah.
And then north, well, that means there might not be any stars.
Right. Astronaut means they never got there.
See what I mean? I pick a word. There you go. Nobody landed on,
I never looked at it before because it doesn't, like, I just stay present right now, right? Because whether there is that out there or not, it starts with the trees, okay? Because we're on planet Earth, and Earth, when you spell it, is E-A-R-T-H. You move your H from the end of that word, put it in front, and that spells your heart, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So when you look at a tree, this is the roots here. This is the trunk, and then there's the limbs, the top, your legs. They're the limbs. Now, they all have a resin. And that's what I'm on at the moment, is on my little channel. If you look at the word resin, it's spelled as R-E, and there's that magic word sin on the end of it.
Yeah.
So you look at the word re, and that means again. Anything that has R-E at the front means again. Remember, rethink, relook, whatever, that means again. And of course, if you pull again apart, you've got a, and then you gain something, don't you?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then you got again. Hello? Yeah. Okay, so we got resin is again sin, or is sin broken down into in? And S means something.
Well, here, I'm going to just show you. I'm just going to say sin. Now, there's that magic E that's there sometimes, and then it's not. So if you put the E on the end of the sin, that's the sine wave.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing, too. When you said that, I literally saw the 8th sphere and literally saw that recorder. So the recorder would be to record, reattach, and then resin through the tree to re-sign or reappear within the sine wave. I'm like, that's profound.
Okay.
Yeah, because resin is, you look at the word resin, It's amber, right?
Yeah.
Amber. That's
Yes.
that. I haven't got it right. It's amber. You look at the word amber, it's AMBER. So that first two letters is am, which you and I are an am, okay? I am.
Mhm.
Then you've got the letter B, which is your house. That's what B means in Hebrew. The Bethel is your house.
Yep.
And then ER on the end means watchful. So I am the house, be watchful. Right?
Oh, watchful for
Okay.
ER. That's brilliant. I didn't know that. ER, watchful. Wow.
Well, they might call them the watchers. If you look it up, it's the watchers, but it's the tree. I'm sticking with the trees at the moment because treasure is trees you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that E and that.
Uh-oh. She's freezing up like a tree.
Okay, Julie Ann, you just froze up, honey. Go ahead and try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we get back to the treasure, trees you are, the vowels to those gods, bow to the L's. Okay, whether it's EAIOU, I'll just, while I'm on that little bit, you've got bend, bind, bond, bund, AEIOU. They're all the same. You've got a band, you've got a bind, you've got a bond, you've got a bundle. Those vowels in them all tell you to tie up, don't they?
Yeah.
AE, right?
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just stay on that at the moment, but I'm just getting back to the tree, right? So trees you are, treasure. So what happens with the why amber is the original word that they got for electron, because amber is the spark. So when they rub that amber, they actually, and that's where electron comes from, is that word. When they rubbed the amber, it sparked. And that's where electron comes from, right? Where we get electricity.
Yep.
And amber is gold, right?
Yes.
Amber's gold. It's plasma, which is your gold blood. Your blood is yellow. The plasma in your blood is yellow, which is amber, which is resin, which is plasma, which is light, which is everything. Trees. These are your roots. You get them, we come head first when you're being born. Trees,
Yep.
roots, trunk, limbs. And sometimes you get a knot in your back or your shoulder or your leg. So we are trees. Just look at that, right? Mother Nature, she reliefs all the time, doesn't she? RELEAF, right? Roots. Yep. They know full well that the trees talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I've done
tree roots. Tree roots. There's tree roots. Yeah. They were just saying, I was reading somewhere the other day where like big groves of trees, they're all connected. They're like one big giant root system. They're not separate trees. They're all one tree.
That's right. And we are that.
Yes. Yep.
We are that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And what I no rules for Joules. So we're in a man-made system of rules. I go by nature's laws, right? Most scientists have looked at nature. That's how Tesla got all his information, because he was outside with nature.
Yes.
Right? So when you connect with the earth, and most of my poetry was when I laid on the grass or I was just in this zone or whatever. Now, I don't drink alcohol and I've never smoked any herbs. This is all through just connecting with Mother Nature herself. Yep. Okay? She gives you all the information you need. Now, in this room that I'm in here, this is my bay leaf, right? Bay leaf. Now, the oracles used to inhale that. I don't have to inhale it. I can just, this is aniseed myrtle. and that's really good for your eyes. So it's good for tea. That's what you licorice flavour. And plus I'm drying some tarragon, and it's licorice. So this is where I dry a few of my herbs, because here's the word herb for you. He and her be. We're in that. He, H-E, H-E-R, H-E-R-B. We are that. We're in that. So when you look at the word here, right? You and I are all here together. There's 28 watching at the moment. So there's a few of us, right? So you look at the word here, you've got H-E, that's he. Then you add the R, that's her. So then he and her are here. So then you put the T in front of it or the W, no matter whether it's where or there, we're all here.
Yep. Yep. I love it.
Because B, you said B was house. What didn't you say house? Or,
Yes.
B is house. I wrote that down. But B is house. Wasn't it? Am I right? Okay.
Yeah.
So he and her be in a house. We're together in the house.
That's right. Good on you. Yep. Good on you.
Okay, there we go. There's my crazy notes. I win. I'm getting good at this. Woohoo! You're a good teacher. Huh?
Well, what I'll just go back to that. I'll spell body as a Hebrew way of. No, nobody's told me this. I'm not saying it's go spell. I'm not saying it's the gospel. I'm just telling you to go spell. Anyway, so we have B-O-D-Y.
Yep.
Okay, so B is the house. Oh, well, it's a vowel, but, it's just a circle if you want to look at it that way. D means door, delat. That means the door. And then Y is yod. So if everybody put their hands up, it'd look like a Y, wouldn't it? Okay?
Yep.
Yard? Did you say yard?
Yod.
No.
Y-O-D.
Oh, Y.
Yod.
Yeah, that's for your body. You've got B-O-D-Y. So if you look at the word first, B is your house, D is the door, and Y is are you open to receive? So in your house, is your door open to receive? Body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is what I got. I'm just proving if I can do it, anybody can do it. Right?
Absolutely. That's me too. I'm going for it.
I've never been a good speller, but I tell you what, I'm learning something tonight. I'm always up for anything.
I'm not a good speller either. I couldn't spell. I just pull it apart.
Yeah.
Julie Ann, it's so funny. It's like, I hate to say it, but like to be able to break apart the actual spell is so advanced. And it literally is so true. When you can understand words and break them apart and see how it is absolutely what is creating all of this, it's kind of mind-blowing. But I will tell you, it's very advanced. And that's why I love listening to you, because you've truly mastered this reality through the word. That's mind-blowing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you, because everyone has a gift.
I think. See, you know what? So you say you weren't a good speller either, right? No. Okay. Now I got a friend, and he's not a good speller, and he's not a good reader, and he has to rely on mostly his common sense.
Yeah.
And what he hears, so he had to do everything differently. But so I go ahead, for instance, and I study, and I read, and I research, and then I tell him something, and then he just takes it and puts it all together, and he comes up with something kind of like you're doing with the words, but he only does it and I just sit there. I'm going, you mean I researched and studied for hours, and I tell you this information, and you just kind of arrange it, and you go, well, that don't make sense. Why are they doing that? And blah, 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 blah. Oh, I never thought of that. I've been reading about it but he looks at it a whole different way, which is, I mean, it just blows my mind because he's like,
my husband's never read a book in his life, and
Yeah.
he's both logical and creative. You know, he
Yeah.
is a master in my eyes. He's a very clever man. Now, when I speak to people, I said, I'm not educated, but I'm intelligent, because if you go to university, you're programmed. You're programmed.
Yep.
And most teachers have never left school. And if I said all this to a teacher, they would go, that's not how it's taught. I go, well, that's just because you've been programmed.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
You've been taught to be indoctrinated when I've been taught to be truly educated and literally understanding the hidden intelligences that are right in front of us that most of us have been taught not to see.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I was saying earlier in the show. I said that, hey, you know, when we listened to those nursery rhymes, we looked at them, we played them. I mean, all of us can say the Three Little Pigs story, or, you know, the Mother Goose, or whatever it is, you know, but do we actually really know what any of that means? So it's just like a little nursery rhyme. We think it's all cute, you know, the Three Bears and Little Red Riding Hood, but it means something else.
Well, there's one that's just come out. I read, someone sent it to me, and it was, if you go down in the woods today, Teddy Bear's Picnic, well, that's rather nefarious. When you pull it apart and have a look at it, it's what's been going on under our nose for millennia.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not going to say any more about that. I'm going to go back to two more letters, but it's really a letter of the alphabet that a lot of people in America might know about. We do in Australia, but it's CU, right? CU, and then you put a little E on the end of it. And you know what that is? That's a prompt for you to go and have a look.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm giving you, I'm on stage now, right in front of all of you 30 people watching. I'm on stage. This is my stage, okay? And I'm giving you a prompt right now to go and search in, see the arch in, or seek in, see the kin, see the king. If you want to look at the word seeking, it's inside of you. I'm giving you a C-U-E. I'm not going to say the letter because, you know, something might go awry. But then you look at the word quartz, right? Or any word that has that letter with the U beside it, right? That letter with that U beside it, that's telling you to go and have a look. I'm giving you the C-U-E.
Yeah.
So then you look at that C, then that's telling you as S-double-E, go and have a look. Okay, so whenever you see that A, B, C, that's telling you to look. So as I go with magic, it's the Magi see. Music is the muse I see. And poetry is poetry. And chemistry is chemistry, not chemistry. Why would you want to try and be a chemist?
Right.
It's a tree.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
And so you've got forestry and carpentry and rudimentary and symmetry. Symmetry. It's telling you you're a tree. Symmetry. Symmetry. Balanced. Right? I'm just telling you a story. I'm just telling you a story, remember?
And then when they put you in the ground, they bury you in the cemetery. The cemetery. The cemetery.
Yeah.
So did the tree just become sedimentary, like it can't move? It's cemented a tree. I'm like,
well, let's do cemeteries.
You spell it. I can spell.
R-Y, cemetery, C-E-M-E-T-A-R-Y. So C is C, and then me, and
that's
then
right.
T is, I know Y is wide. Let me get my notes. I'm learning. Wide is open. So I got open here. I'm missing the TAR. What would be the TAR?
Righto. I'm going to tell you, on the end of any word that has ARY,
Okay.
that means holder of. So if you have a library, the library, that's the holder of the liber, and liber means book, which is what comes from the paper. The paper is the liber, right? It's the holder of the book. So if you have a secretary, it's the secretary. It's the holder of the secret. That's what secretaries hold, all the notes.
Yeah.
Right? They're the holder of the secret.
Okay,
So anything
so
with area.
So we got C, me, and then
C, me,
holder
and
of.
T is actually.
What is T?
Well, the T, any letter T is actually, it's a cross, isn't it? It's you standing up with your arms out. You're the cross.
Cross.
The T is you.
See me, the cross, the holder of.
Right.
I am the cross. Wow.
That's it. That's it. I've never pulled that apart either.
Interesting, because I literally just saw that you go from the tree to the cross.
Yeah, well, trees are, because there was old writing that they used was all tree symbols. Like the Druids.
Yep.
They used trees.
Yes, they did.
Now I'm going to tell you a fairy tale story right now. Okay, you up for it?
Yeah. Well, see, except for before you tell the story. Okay, so now you were doing it. I said, so I got C. You said holder of the cross. I got see me, you. So it'd be like you see me, I am you, but I'm holder of the book. Because you said the holder of, like the secretary is the holder of the book, or would be knowledge.
What's the secret?
The secret. Okay, holder. See me, you. I'm the holder of the secret. Okay, right. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, well, so whenever, like, I did the little video the other day of mine, and I had the angels. Right now, angels are just angle beings.
Yes.
Very good. Oh, you're just a quick learner, Robert.
Thank you. I'm doing my best. I got a good teacher. You ought to know her.
Well, we all have a gift. I thank you. I acknowledge. Thank you very much. Everybody has a gift. Okay. Everybody has a gift. Okay. So when you see the angels, and I had another seer, I said they're angle beings, and she said they've just acknowledged you for acknowledging them as angle beings, right? Mm-hmm. Because they muck the E and the L. There's that swap around, the E and the yang, angle, angel, right? So they're just an angle of the arc, of the degree they are looking at anything from. Arc, angle, your archangel, okay? Yep. It's just the degree they look at things from. And that's what everybody, when you look at what I'm saying, depending on the angle you're coming from wherever you've been, you're either going to say that's a whole heap of whatever, or you'll go, oh my goodness, whatever, okay? Because of what you can comprehend in this now moment.
Yeah. Right? What angle do you perceive? What angle are you tuned into? That totally makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So where was I going? My little video I did the. So you've got Emmanuel, which is either EM or I am Manuel. So I am is I'm. That's your I'm this, I'm that. And then it's spelt man, which you're a man, I'm a man as a human, or if you want to, it doesn't matter about the man being a woman or a man. It's just that you're a human, right? So you've got I'm man and you are God, because El in Hebrew is God. So I'm man, you're God, and you said that back to me, you'd be going, I'm man and you're God, right?
Yep.
Because El in the end. So then you've got Uriel. You are U-E-L, Uriel. So you are God, right? You are.
You know what's ironic too, Julie Ann? Do you know that the meaning
What's
of
that?
the word Emmanuel literally does translate to God with us? It means I am God, and
I know
yeah,
that.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah, that's literally what it means. That's why I'm like, I didn't know if you knew that, but that is the meaning of the word Emmanuel, means God with us.
That's right. It does. That's exactly right. It's in
Yeah.
it tells you that.
Yep. That's amazing.
Yep. It is, and when you're able to see it that from that angle, right? And
Yep.
that's all it is you just have to perceive it from a different angle to the one that you've been programmed.
Mhm.
Hello,
Yeah.
you there?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we're here. We're here.
Oh,
Well,
Trina.
that's brilliant.
Okay, just Trina's frozen up on my screen.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, we
that's right.
hear
We're
you
here.
fine. You're good, Julie Ann.
Right.
Yeah.
So even my
She's got that freeze up again.
Try again, Julie Ann. You froze.
hello, can you see?
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you hear
There
me
you
now?
are. You're back. You're back.
Okay, righto. So another word I've got for you, which is not a word that everyone would use, but in my spell book, there's many words in my big book that I've got that aren't used. So we have the word Mithridatus, and Mithridatus actually means antidote. That's what it means. So when you pull Mithridatus apart, it's Mithridat us, right? So it's get rid of the myth, it's at us. So everything I've told you is a story, as is everything ever written is a story. So get rid of the myth because it's at you. You are it. You're it. Get rid of a myth.
Okay. Mithridatus. I missed the Mithridatus. How does that spelled? Mitha something something. Oh well.
No, Mithrid, rid, at, us, us.
Oh, okay. I'm writing fast. At us.
Well, when I'm
Okay.
on a roll, I know it comes through me, fast when
Yep.
I'm in this space.
I just want to get it up there so
Okay.
so people can see it that I got it down. Okay. See. So there you go. I'm doing right as fast as I can.
Right.
Okay. I'm learning.
So because it means antidote, that just tells you are the antidote to whatever's going on. Get rid of the myth because it's you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Myth
You're
is
hearing
us.
people?
Is us. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
So, right. So when you think of the word particles that we ingest, right? When you look at the particles, I call them party cells. So look at the word PARTICLES, right? Particles.
Party.
You got that, Robert?
Yes. Well, yeah, I got that's a shorter word. I'm familiar with it. Party I
Yeah, so
party I. So party I
yeah, party cells. So it's
party cells. Okay.
yes, so see how they've got it as CLES, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Particles. Right?
Okay.
So there's where they've got the L and the E turned around because we are all party cells. We're all part I cells. Okay, we're all part of the cell.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cells.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why, but
Are you
I was
getting
just
that?
I was wanting to know, could you break down salvation? How do you see that word broke down? Salvation.
Salvation. Well, when I see a V, I always look at that as victory because it's the peace sign. Right?
Okay.
Victory. Right?
Okay. Salvation.
And I would, yeah. and it's at the ion, and ions and protons and neutrons, okay? So how about we say with that SAL, cell, well, it could be salt, it could be sol, you know, that A could be an O.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is where they've changed those vowels to muck with the spell.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
getting that, Trina?
Yeah. The soul at the ion. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Because
Wow.
all those vowels, they interchange. And that's where it mucks with when you go to spell some things. You go, oh, it's not an E. No, but if you look up the root word of it in my dictionary, they have spelt it differently with a different vowel.
Oh,
okay.
They did. Okay. Soul
Yes,
victory
they do.
ion.
Because, yeah. Remember, people,
that's
I'm
what I
just
got,
telling
Trina.
you.
What'd you get, Trina?
I got, when she said victory, I'm seeing it a couple different ways. First, I saw see all victory at the ion. Because the S I saw for the C. Yeah, so I saw see all victory at the ion. And then I also saw soul victory at ion.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got.
Okay.
Soul victory
Well,
ion.
whatever resonates with everybody.
Yeah.
Whatever resonates, okay?
Oh,
I'm not saying that's what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, because
you only got
I wanted to get the interpretation of a letter like salvation. I was like, because I could see a few different ways that I could, put this and break it down. So I was like, I wanted to see what you did, and like the V for the victory, that I would have never conceived that. I think that's brilliant, So I was like, yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, soul victory at ion.
So when yes. So with the V, when you have festival, when you're having a feast, it's a festival. See, they left out the A in that word as feast, victory. I'm all of it. When you're at a festival, you're feasting, and there's that V in that victory, okay? When you're having a feast, there's a festival.
Okay, so somebody in the chat said that, Christy, I think it is, she says SOL, soul, in Spanish is equivalent to sun. So sun victory ion. Then sun victory.
That's right. Yeah, that's what soul does mean, sun.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. I learned something new too.
So, yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Ion. I'm on a sun victory.
Yeah. So awesome. We'll stick with the ion for a minute, okay? We'll go back to the ion. So when you look at all the words that have ion on the end of it, we are a proton, neuron, electron, ion. I'm on, your eye's on. This is your ion right up here. Your eye's on, okay, but you're also part of that whole nucleus, that thing which is anatomy. This is your anatomy, because I am an atom, me.
Oh, yeah. Atom I am.
Yep, that's correct.
Atom I am. Atom.
We don't say anatomi, do we? We pronounce it with a me on the end of it, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm going to go into the world of a little bit of a religion thing at the moment, just to give you a way of how they've tricked people.
Okay.
So on the Christian cross, in the center of it, they have 3 letters, which is I-N-R-I. Now, that says your inner eye. Inner eye. Inner eye.
Oh, yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
Love it. Yep. Inner
Okay.
eye. Love it.
Inner
They
eye.
could tell you it means whatever it could mean, whatever they tell you it means, but I'm just telling you what I see it. As soon as I seen it, and when I wrote that and put it into my book, my daughter goes, "Oh my goodness, Mum, how the heck do you see that?"
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
brilliant.
absolutely. Well, see, that's the thing. I notice by doing all the studying that I do that a lot of this stuff is all right in front of us. It's always in front of us.
Yep.
And so we take it for
Yep, it
granted,
has to
and
be.
they change the meanings. And just because we believe in our everyday lives, it doesn't have anything but, a meaning, like that IR or whatever, that word, that letters, right? And everybody's seen them, and they tell you it's something, blah, blah, blah. But your subconscious mind, this is what I believe. I don't know if it's true, but I believe that your subconscious mind, the one that's connected to source or God or whatever, that's the one, that thing knows everything. He knows what that means. Your subconscious mind connects with all the information, and it triggers it. It's like the trigger word or the trigger letter, or the whatever that affects you, because in reality we don't really remember anything. We're really not that smart, but the subconscious mind is super smart.
Yes, we are. We are. That's what you're actually telling yourself every time you actually say that, Robert. You're putting yourself down.
Like, what do you mean? The understand?
Well, when you said, "Oh, we're not that smart," well, you told yourself.
No. Okay, well, I didn't mean that. I meant the part of us. We're smart, but we can't retain that much knowledge. We're like the computer, right?
But then,
and we can only
remember.
Yeah.
Remember, though, you're still telling yourself that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Maybe I should have rephrased that. It's like a computer. You get a computer nowadays, or your cell phone. You get this stupid cell phone, and you go, okay, and it says, "Oh, we got 16 gigabytes." Well, that's barely enough to do anything with, nowadays, because you got to have all these apps and stuff. So you got to download everything to the cloud. Everything's got to go to the cloud, because that's where all the information and all the knowledge is. What you got here just makes the cloud work. You see what I'm saying? And that's like we are. Sure, you can have your 16 gigabytes and have all those apps, and your brain is really going and everything. But unless you can connect to the cloud, you don't have. Oh, Julie's gone. Julie.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. But unless you connect to the cloud, you can't you can't bring all that information back and put it in your head anytime you need it. You see what I'm saying?
Well, have a look at it from, I know what you're saying. So we've got clouds in the air now, supposedly, like they're out there, the clouds. Yeah. They just say that's where we actually do connect, right? So it's simple. Everything's right in front of us. So you want to ask a question, which is the quest eye on, okay? Yes. The QUEST, quest, I'm on, and there's the CU right in the front of it. Anyway, you just go, okay, what's that all about? And you just connect with that cloud, and you've got the information. And if you say, no, I can't do that, well, you've already stopped yourself from knowing that information, because you said you can't.
Well, Soul Tribe, I got a surprise guest. There's Miss Mary Wins with me.
Well, there you go. Mary, quite contrary.
It's Mary. Yes.
Awesome. Nice to see you.
I know, right? Her first time on screen. And Brian always said, you have to go on my show first. So I promise. Here she is. And she's on Milky Way. I had to have you guys see her and say hi. I'm like, I don't know if we'll get her on camera again soon. So,
yeah.
Wonderful. I'm glad you could make it.
Yeah,
I am too. Julie Ann, you are a genius.
Yes.
Where's Julie Ann?
Yes.
Well, thank you, as is everybody. Everybody is, and you have to acknowledge the gift that you've got.
Yes. Yes. Well, the thing is really realizing it, you know, because we all have a gift. We just have to realize what our gift is and then capitalize on that. You know, like you said, question is.
And that's the real eyes. That's your all those eyes, real eyes, right? And then you said capitalize.
Yes.
You capitalize. This is your cap. This is the capitalize.
Yeah.
This is it. You are it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now I watch people put the spell over themselves because they'll say they're stuck. No, you're not stuck. You'll stay stuck if you keep telling yourself you're stuck. If you tell you're silly, you're stupid, you're this, you're that. Well, every time you open your mouth and you go, I can't do that, I'm silly, I'm whatever, well, you've told your cells, which is C-E-double-L, and I put the F on the end of it because it's a self, yourself, C-E-L-double-F, that's how I spell it, not S-E-L-F. Anyway, every time you open your mouth and you tell those cells that you're whatever you think you are, well, you've just confirmed it and they're going to give you whatever you just told them.
Man, isn't that true?
Okay?
Yep.
I've been doing that myself all my life.
So every time, and I even watch it still in chat. I watch it with a lot of people and I just sit there as you do, non-reactive, everybody. And you just go, okay, that's where they're at. They can play that little game.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're playing a game. To be or not to be, that is the question. Will I shake your spear?
Love that. I love that.
Yes,
Will I
He was not a real, he was not.
Yeah, that was a
That's
pen name.
right. He was not a real man. He was made up by whoever wrote the King James Bible to confuse everybody.
So
I'm just telling you a
Francis.
story. Once upon a time.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yes, Francis.
I did a little research on Shakespeare once, and the guy that was actually named Shakespeare, he was in plays. He was an actor. But he had he could barely read or write or anything like that. But yet he wrote all those books, which makes no sense. And they've been trying to prove it or disprove it. But what it boils down to is he was in the right time period. He was an actor, but he had very limited education. He was uneducated, and he was probably lucky he could even read, if he could read at all. So how could he write all those books? You see what I'm saying? Especially brilliant books. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter who did it, but I'm just showing you that word in itself is giving you a clue. Just like Will I Am from the Black Eyed Peas is actually telling you I am the Will.
Yeah. The Shakespeare that they believe might have been the guy. He just happened to be the unfortunate guy that just happened to have that name. That's what I think. And it'd be like saying, like you said, that Will, he's the Will from the Black Eyed Peas. He's just he wasn't born and said, he probably took on that name later on in life. It's probably not his real name, is it?
No, it's William James Adams. So he's got the 3 I am. He's got the 3 M's in his name. Will I am. James has am in it.
Yeah.
And what was it? What did I say? William James Adams. And he has the am. He is the 3 I ams in his name. He's got the I ams in his in his name.
Oh well.
He's a very creative man because he was one of the ones that actually got the spark in my creativeness, because I was writing my poetry and that was the first word I pulled apart was potential. Potent I all. How much more potent are you than telling you you've got potential?
Yeah.
Potent I'm all of it. And it was he was saying some words in his in the Black Eyed Peas, which the album was Energy Never Dies, which was the acronym for END. Energy Never Dies, the end. Okay, get that? Right?
Yep.
So in that book, in the song, when there's so much in that actual album, there is so many hidden things in that album because they're the muses, they see because they're writing poetry. Anyway, they say in there, well, he says it, economy.
It's a con on me.
Get that?
Energy con on me. Yeah. Con on me.
Yep. So anyway, that was where one of the actual, what was the spark for me to go and start pulling words apart, because his name in itself shows you that. I am William.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, you know.
I love it.
Right from the beginning is your initial, and so the vibration of your name holds a vibration. Your actual name holds a vibration.
Yeah.
So I'm Julie Ann, right? Julie Ann, but I look at the Hebrew as Yule instead of the J, because there were no J's. And then Hannah instead of Anna or Ann. And so that means Hannah means grace. And Yule is a festival, you know, Yule tide. So guys, I'm a festival of grace.
I love it.
See, see, that's the thing. You know, I had an argument with somebody about something about names, and I says, if you know, we were talking about the Jesus name, and then I says, but you know, they changed it along the way, so it has to be fake because, for instance, when you go to another place or a different country, or you know, they speak a different language, they still use your given name. They don't usually change it to something else and call you, because like you said, your name is your frequency. You know, it's got a certain frequency that you answer to. I mean, somebody in a crowd yells out and says, "Hey, Julie Ann," hey, you know, you're going to look up and go, because that, you know, even if you kind of thought you heard it, you know, whereas you won't answer to anybody else's name. I mean, you just ignore it because that's not your frequency. You know, so yeah, I totally agree with that. It's all about, because even if you go to another country, they still, you know, say blah 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 Espanol, blah blah blah, and then they would call your name or some close version of it anyway.
And that's the thing with English as well. And I think one of my little videos in my YouTube channel. What happened when they converted the Hebrew language into either Latin, Greek, and into English? The H letters were taken out of the word, right?
Yep.
So where, as you can see, we have Hannah, Anna, Anne, right?
Yep.
So when you use, what on that last chat that I was with you, Trina and Wayne, when you're laughing, you're using that tone of ha, 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 you know, when you're laughing. And if they've taken that letter out of the English, we're not getting the breath, which is spirit, into our actual diaphragm, are we?
Yeah.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the word for the men that produce semen is shemen. That's, the H was taken out. So there's man and woman in that actual stuff. Shemen, not semen, it's shemen.
That makes sense.
So he and her, she and he are in that thing. So the H was taken out. Then you have their word for light, which is OR, but they also have a H in it. It's like, oh, you know, that sound, right? So that H was taken out of there. You have hallelujah, or they say alleluia. So they took the H out of that as well. So a lot of the words, even in Methuselah, there was actually a H in it that says Matthew Sheila. So it's she and he are in there as well, you know? So we're in all of it. And there they've mucked with a lot of the language to take the essence, because they've taken that letter out, that essence isn't in the word. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely get what you mean.
Yeah.
You have to break it down, because the original words, you know, because like Hebrew is one of the older languages that, you know, is still kind of, you know, still spoken, even though it's changed.
Yeah.
I do know that it's changed.
Yeah, it has changed.
You know, but
Yes,
you
it has
have to
changed.
go back to the old Hebrew, because like even I do know that like the Bible was written, or it was supposedly written in like Hebrew, and then it was translated into Greek, and then eventually changed into German and English and all of that. But along that way, there was a lot of, you know, hey, it's this, no, it's that. It's, well, you know, we don't even know what the meaning of by the time that the Greeks were translating the Hebrew, that language had already been around for so long, it changed, that the original writings were already you know, I mean, let's just change the language a little bit because we were translating. You see what I'm saying? And the meaning of Hebrew were lost already.
Yeah, well, I wrote something the other day and I looked it up because, you know, with my dictionary that I work with, which has so much in it. But, you know, we as a duo, like the two of us are a duo.
Yeah. It's that time again.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. All right. You're back. We can hear you again. Go on.
Yeah.
You were a duo.
So it's a duo. So one of the Greek words for God was Deus, Deus, right?
Yeah.
Deus, right? Deus, which is also Zeus, right?
Yes.
See how they've mucked with that, right?
Yep.
And also, when you're playing a game of tennis, 40-40, it's deuce, isn't it?
Yes.
Deuce. When it's equal, when you're equal score, it's deuce, which is virtually the same as juice in a sense. It's D, which when you do D, that means to come away from, you know, when you're coming down, right? Mm-hmm. Then you have U, which you are a U, C. So we've come down from that, you know, deuce, God, Deus, which is still us. We're in that word. US on the end of it, United States. No, you, us. US is us. Yes. So whenever you see any word that has the N with US on the end of it, it's telling you it's us.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So if you have anything that has IALL, I all on the end, like material is matter, I all, it's telling you you're everything. Anything that has I on the end of it is telling you that you're an ion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
That's cool.
So when you pull the words apart, it tells you that you're not separated from all of that, because even though you have to separate the spell to see that you are not separated. There's the irony, you know, that's the contradiction.
Yep.
Yeah. They're making you think that you're separated, but you're really not.
That's right. The spell has been put together to separate you. You know, it's a contradiction. It's a paradox. Everything's a paradox.
Yes,
everything's the opposite of how it.
I've seen that a lot, where they say, no. I mean, even people do that nowadays. Oh, no, I didn't take that. He did, even though I took it. You know, I'm blaming it on him, and then he's like, well, wait a minute, I didn't do that. You know, and I mean, I think all of us know some kind of paradox like that. The guy who says he did actually didn't do it, or did do it, but the guy he's pointing his finger at, so everybody looks at him instead of looking at you, even though you're the guilty party. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, that's the simple why with me, what I do. Obviously, I've come here to do this because you look at my surname and I use that as the analogy as well, right? So it's Payne, right?
Yep.
Now, most people could say, well, you're a pain, okay? That's Pain, and fair enough. That's how you see it. That's your perception.
Yes.
But Pane, the window pane, okay?
Mhm.
It's a window pane. And when you look at a window pane, it reflects, doesn't it?
Mhm.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay? So whatever you see in me, I reflect it right back at you.
Ah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So more like a window. You're a window pane instead of a pain in the neck kind of thing. You got to determine the difference between because of the spelling.
Well, that's whatever you think, whatever you perceive.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is because if it was Paine, then it would be different, but it's not. It's PA with the wide, you know, and then the NE. See?
Yeah.
See, I'm learning
when you
something.
So when you look at the Hebrew word Paynayaw, that on the end, that actually means face, FACE, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Now you look at the word, your pineal gland is the face of God, which is a facet. So face it. We are all those aspects. Face it.
Yep.
Facet.
That's awesome.
So every single person is a facet of the whole.
Exactly. It's awesome.
A piece, a fragment of the whole fragment,
That's right.
pieces of it.
We're all that. So face it.
Facet.
Right? Facet.
Yeah. Facet.
That's where they show you. Yeah. Pull it apart. You can see. Just face it. All the shadowy cells or all the stuff that's going on is an aspect of you. And when you look at whatever the issue is that's going on in your world, whether it be right in front of you or, a million miles away, if you're bought into the story, well, that's your story. You've bought into it, so you're creating it in your reality. So if you're driving along and an incident happens, you've obviously created it for something to happen for you to grow out of that experience. So for me, I'll go, your head's doing and having a spin, and I'll go, well, I am a pain, see you. But what I've actually done is got the neurons to fire in your brain to look at it from a different angle. That's my gift.
Yes, absolutely. Because like I said, we read stuff every day. We look at things every day, and we just take it for, put it face value. Face value. That's what we take it for. It's like, okay, and that's close enough, and everybody else is dumbed down, so nobody looks at it any different either. Right?
Yeah, I've got one for you that whoever created the acronym, because remember, all Hebrew words were acronyms. Each letter meant something in the story. Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have acronyms in English. So when in Australia, we do use the word SHIT, right?
Yeah.
But where that comes from is it means store high in transit. So when all the effluent was at the bottom of the ship, they had to put it up so that it wouldn't blow the ship up. And they said, store high in transit. And it spells shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I see.
So when men played golf, they only played it on their own. It was gentlemen only, ladies forbidden golf.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Also, wish. What I say happens.
Yeah.
Wish. It's an acronym. Right?
Yep.
Here's one for you, and I believe in the dew that we have, it holds the essence. And when you go out and you eat the actual beautiful essence of that flower of a morning from the dew that's gone across the whole universe and fell on that fruit or vegetable, that holds the information. So whoever creates words that is an acronym for DEW, I'm not going to say what it means, but have a look at it, right?
Yeah.
It's a directed energy, right?
Working thing. Yes.
Well, yes, okay. And that is exactly what the essence is. It's a directed energy for you to ingest. That W is telling you it's double you. You're the essence. Z, Y, X, the male and female, that's double you.
Wow.
Okay. Directed energy for
So
him and her.
whenever you, yep, exactly. It holds the essence, right?
Yes.
And that's why they use those acronyms. They use that acronym because they know how potent that actual stuff is.
Wow.
Right?
I learned so much tonight. I just don't know what to say about myself. It's crazy. We have had the longest show ever tonight.
There's a lot to process.
Julie Ann, I tell you, thank you so much for teaching. Will you come back and give us another schooling lesson on spelling again?
Well, what I like to say is there's no lessons. You're a moron like me.
We're not less on, we're going to be more on.
Well,
Yeah.
I tell you what, after
That's
tonight,
right.
and I understand this a little bit better, I'm going to start looking at some of these words a little bit differently, and I am going to be I swear I'm going to be an improved student by the time you come back on and next time. Yeah. How's that?
You'll probably baffle me and I won't have seen it because I still, go, oh my goodness, I hadn't seen that before. Like the latest one, which was courage. The other day I was saying we all need to be brave and have courage in the age of the aqueous vapor age. It's C, our age. So it is present right at the moment because I've pulled it apart. This is the age to see it, okay? Mm-hmm. It is our age, courage. Stand up and be who you've come here to be.
Because I think Trina, you'd said the other day that we're going into what, Aquarius, right? And that's the age of knowing. So there, see, we're seeing and knowing all at the same time. There you go. See, I don't forget some of these things.
Well, no, but what it is, it's an air sign, which are the cosmic waves that are coming in, but we are the water bearer. Mm-hmm. We're the water bearer. It's the water bearer. We are all water. And it's called hydrogen, but it's actually called aqueous vapor. And I'm telling a story this time, I'm going out on a limb, being a tree, is the cosmic waves that are coming in, the 5D stuff, that's water as plasma, a different form to the ice, mist, or steam, or water. Those three elements are the 3D elements.
Yep.
And the plasma coming in is this aqueous vapor, and we yet are to find out how potent that is. And that's what's changing our molecular structure. Oh, look, there's so much more than my words. I do have a lot of information. It's pretty deep, I know. Awesome. And you don't get to usually have a conversation with too many people to explain what I do sense and know.
Yeah,
I'm totally in resonance with what you just said, Julia. I see the water is what codes, and this is new light coming into the water through the water. I totally am resonating with that message. Totally. Yep.
Yeah.
And so then that still then goes back to the amber, the resin that's in the tree, because this is our blood. That is the blood of us. And the plasma that's coming in is activating our crystalline grid, which is Christ or line.
That's amazing.
No matter how you spell Christ.
The Lord would always tell me when I would ask him, how can we make things better? And he would always say, create and use amber. Amber. He would always tell me that. And that's amazing because it's the blood, the power of the sun and the blood and the light. It's profound. And it makes a lot of sense now why he would say, integrate amber. And he would show me connecting the sacral and the solar plexus together, and like, because then it like is a living light color, and it was like that fire of the spark of the living light, and he would show me the blending, and it would create amber. And he was like, amber, you need to create the amber, because amber is the key of the new age, of the new Aquarian age. He would tell me it's amber. I was like, wow.
Yeah, amber.
Makes a lot of sense.
I'm actually shaking at the moment from thank you, Trina.
Oh, thank you, Julie Ann. I'm like, whoa.
That's very cool.
Well,
That's like, wow.
We've had a powerful, neat, cool, interesting show. Everybody's like, I just love this stuff. They're all, I mean, everybody's been kind of slow in the chat because I think they've been really researching and writing this stuff down. So I really appreciate you coming on, and we're going to do this again soon, I hope.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Look, it is emotional. It is rather emotional for me because I'm actually voicing my truth.
Yep.
Very cool.
Well,
so thank you, Robert.
You're always welcome here. We'll do this again. No problem.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank
but
you
we're,
for
we're,
your gifts and talents, Julie Ann. It's so much gratitude. Thank you for your gifts and talents.
Get a smart
You
chat group,
are
too.
such a giver of your gifts and talents, and I am forever grateful. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Now, I truly appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very humble because it is really emotional for me to actually be able to share this information. I'm rather emotional.
That's awesome, girl. And we're pushing already in almost an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
We can't get enough of your information and your wisdom. It resonates with every one of our hearts. So thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But we're going to end it now because it's we're getting long in the tooth. Yeah. But you'll come back, and Trina, thank you. Mary, thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mary and Trina and Robert.
For joining
Love you guys.
That's right. And thank you for everybody in the chat for being patient and sticking with us. We've had about 27. I think we got 27 people in there right now. So we've had as much as almost 30. So thank you for everybody for sticking around so late. Okay, and with that, be the frequency you want to receive, and because your name is part of a frequency, be your name, be that frequency.
Love is the power.
Yeah.
Love is the power.
The nature.
Love you all.
Yeah, the nature of me. That's what name means. The nature of me. NA is nature, and you are me. The nature.
Yeah.
Of me.
Look, see, we learned something there. Yeah, they're awesome. Okay. Peace.
Love you guys.
Frequency you want to see? B. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I gotta end it with the thing, otherwise a snapshot.